Oh, let me tell you something. Busting makes me feel good.
Hey everybody, welcome to Blockbusting, the podcast where we love to hate the movies. I'm your host, Jay Light. Joining me today, Shapel Lacey.
Woo!
Oh man, coming in hot with some energy.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody woo right
I
off
know,
the
right?
bat.
That was a lot.
It's the right amount for today. It's a little bit gloomy. We got
That's
the
what I'm
June
saying.
gloom
Yeah,
going
like
on.
when it's gloomy, I try to like up the energy. You know what I mean? Because I don't let the gloom get me down.
You shouldn't.
You know what I mean? Don't bring me down.
Hey, you're singing, throwing in some woos. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, you came on today to talk about a movie that, before you brought it up, is a movie I had not seen in years.
Right.
And I am really glad you made me watch it again.
Yeah.
It's Bring It On.
Yeah.
You got beef with Bring It On.
I do got beef with Bring It On.
So
You watched the very first one, yeah?
the very first one, but that's it. I haven't seen any of the other ones.
Eliza Dushku
And Kirsten Dunst.
yeah.
Jesse Bradford, who knows what he's doing now.
Dude, yeah. Man, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Nobody
Everyone
knows
did.
what happened to Jesse Bradford.
Yeah.
Bring It On. If you don't remember, you should watch it again. It's a 2000 American teen cheerleading comedy film directed by Peyton Reed, written by Jessica Bendinger. The film stars Kirsten Dunst, Eliza Dushku, Jesse Bradford, and Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union is in that,
Yeah. First of the Bring It On film series, followed by 5 direct-to-video sequels called Bring It On Again, Bring It On All or Nothing, Bring It On In It to Win It, Bring It On Fight to the Finish, and then hold on, Bring It On Fight to the Finish was 2009, Bring It On, the final sequel so far, Bring It On Worldwide #CheerSmack
Yeah.
was
You-
2017.
Man, you know what? They tried to copy Police Academy, man. Making all those series.
They don't have what's the
Steve
sound
Guttenberg.
effects guy?
Oh, Michael Winslow.
You need a Michael Winslow, you need a Steve Gutenberg.
Yeah.
They changed
Steve
the cast.
Guttenberg was great in that film, first of all. You know what I mean? But yeah, fucking Bring It On. Where do we
So
start?
Bring It On. So you have my guess is probably why you don't like Bring It On.
Let's see.
Because you were a cheerleader.
Yes, I was.
And correct me if I'm wrong. This is not what cheerleading is really like.
No.
Yeah, no way.
Not at all, man. Like we're really, what people don't realize about cheerleading, like that cattiness and stuff like that. It's not really like we're athletes. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like we have like a fucking drive and like this like it's not like this. Hey, it was never like that. I never felt that vibe. I actually felt like, oh, I'm a fucking athlete. You know what I mean? I actually like am, athletic. I'm fucking chiseled. Blah blah blah. Like I felt,
Right.
I mean, because think about it. Like when I was doing it, most people were terrified of me. You know what I mean?
How long were you cheerleading for?
Man, I did it. I started cheerleading at 15, and I quit at 26, and I stopped coaching at like 28. Maybe?
Wow.
Or what the fuck? Or 28 or 29.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a solid, 14, 15 years.
Yeah, I
in
was
the
in
cheerleading world.
I was in it, man. And I originally joined because of a girl. This girl I had a crush on. I originally joined because of her. But like originally, when I was younger, I taught myself how to do like all the flips and shit. So I knew that part of cheer, if you will.
So you were you involved in any kind of gymnastics? Were you like the Eliza Dushku of your own life?
No, I just saw like I watched a lot of martial art films.
Oh, okay.
And I saw that and I was like, oh, this is fucking tight.
I
And then
gotcha.
I would just like go outside and like flip off a bench or whatever. Like I was ballsy, dude. I didn't give a damn. I just was like, fuck it, And I just got really good at it.
Okay.
And And then the girl I had a crush on, I was like, this is how we're gonna connect.
And did you guys connect?
No.
So you cheerlead.
She's doing really well in life right now.
So you're cheerleading, and you're 15. So that's what, like sophomore, freshman year of high school?
Sophomore.
Sophomore
Sophomore year. Yeah.
Were you in any kind of athletic? Were you in any sport before then?
No, I was never into like any of that stuff. I mean, I did skateboarding.
Okay.
And then I played bass in like a couple punk rock bands.
You know, the great sport of playing bass.
Yeah, right. All right.
Well, being in a punk band's probably pretty athletic. You're sweating a lot.
Yeah, sweating a lot. You're loud.
Yep. You gotta learn to fight if you wind up in the mosh pit later on.
Yeah, if you wind up in the mosh pit, I mean, if someone's trying to steal your equipment,
You can't do that.
Yeah,
you gotta crack him over the head with a guitar case.
Crack him over.
What's that cartoon character? El Kabong style. Quick Draw McGraw. Quick Draw McGraw, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's the horse who hits people with his guitar.
Oh yeah. My favorite sidetrack, because you talk cartoons, but I just gotta say, Elmer Fudd is my favorite cartoon character. Anyways,
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's always trying to get that wabbit.
But he never does.
I never does. And I just think the way he talks is funny. So when there's someone that actually sounds like Elmer Fudd, I'm like, damn, you're a great person.
You have to live every day like that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
But so like, I didn't really have like any like crazy sports background or whatever. But I was the kind of person that like, if I did something, I could learn it really quick.
Okay.
I was always that type of guy. And the type of cheerleading I did, it wasn't school cheer. It was competitive cheer. So strictly competitions. So like on Bring It On, they do that they show that competitive side. You know what I mean? And it's very different because like, no one's like, yeah, there's probably like rivals and stuff like that, but no one's like fully at each other's throats because we realize it's cheerleading. You know what I mean? Like, not to like down it, but it's just like, hey, like at the end of the day, like we do this for fun. We pay to do this. You know, it's not like we're making money off of this. We pay to do this, and so we're gonna get the best out of it. But it's just one of those fun things, and it's exciting because you do these routines that consist. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and it consists like what you saw. Like it consists of like building pyramids, like these stunts, and like tumbling and dancing and all this stuff, and it was just something so different than what everyone else was doing that I was like, fuck yeah, this is tight.
Is that why you stuck with it even after things didn't work out with the girl?
Yeah, even after things didn't work out, and I just got like so like my first year I didn't understand it because I was like still in love. You know what I mean?
Right. You're still you got the rose-colored glasses.
Yeah. So then my second year, I understood it. I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I would go to the gym every day. Like, so we have these facilities or whatever.
Right.
And I would go every fucking day. And before practice or before I would go out there, I'd watch a bunch of cheer videos of really, really good teams.
Okay.
A lot of them come out of Dallas, to be honest.
They do. I remember that was one of the things my high school cheerleading team very well, like, they had the whole shitload of trophies.
Yeah.
And
which schools did you go to?
Colleyville Heritage.
Oh, okay.
South Lake was our rivals.
Oh, okay. They were really good.
They were really good at everything. They had South Lake was this school that they only had one high school in their school district. So pretty much everywhere else in North Texas where I grew up, the Dragons.
Yeah.
And everywhere else had like 2 or 3 high schools, but South Lake, so they only had one, so it's all the best of the best from all of their schools.
Yeah, even the football team was tight, right?
Football team was like national champions multiple years in a row.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would watch these teams or whatever that were out of because the South, like cheerleading in the South is like fucking explosive, and I think just anything sports wise in the South is like
it's anything you can latch onto.
Yeah,
I mean we had I remember this we had because I was on. We it wasn't cheerleaders. We did this thing called Pep Boys. So it was basically we would write sketches that made fun of the football players and do them at pep rallies before the games.
Really?
So everybody nobody was safe. cheerleaders, dancers,
Yeah.
football
you
players.
were getting everybody.
Because the way it would work is we would have like there were the guys who were the theater kids who understood how to like do comedy things at all.
Got it.
So there were like half of us who were doing that, and then the other half were guys who were cool with all the football players.
Mm-hmm.
So they would get all the dirt for us, and then we would turn it into a sketch.
Yeah, it was basically based off the information they give you.
Right.
You're just like, okay, here's what we can create.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we're like down on the field, but that's the thing. It's like this is one aspect of a football game is like you have the Pep Boys, and then there's the dance team, and then there's the cheerleaders, and also there's the junior cheerleaders and junior dancers.
Yeah.
And then you have these giant crazy stadiums, and like I remember there was this law in Texas called Robin Hood, where basically richer school districts had to give money to poorer school districts, so that way they could do stuff to better their schools. You know, buy books and upgrade their actual school buildings. And a lot of that money, because nobody in Texas gave a shit, would just spend that money on building nice football stadiums.
Dude, and man, I tell people because I went to school in Texas. I went to a junior college out there, and I would tell people, I go, yo, them high school football games are way different than any other fucking football game. Like I was just like, what? Like the school, the high school in the town that I was living in was like super. It was the only high. I think it was.
Do you
the only
remember
high
where
school,
you were at?
Athens.
So
that's near near Tyler, Texas, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that small town mentality, man.
And they would
it's all they have.
Yeah, that's all they have, and everyone would show up. Mm-hmm. I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just so different. But there was something about like, I kind of took the mentality of like how everyone was in the South with like their sports. And like I said, even with cheerleading, they were really fucking good. So it was like, oh, okay. So I understood this like work ethic and drive to like want to be good. So I would watch these teams from like Texas all the time before practice, and then I would go out there and just fucking get to work.
I got some Texas energy coming in today.
Yeah, dude. It like I'm like serious. I was just like, oh, okay, and then I would just and then because when I first joined cheer, everyone was like, oh, this guy will never fucking be good.
Really?
Yeah. No one thought they were like, oh, okay, this is. They're like, hey, good job. You know what I mean?
And then all of a sudden you come in.
And all of a sudden I just fucking, I just like snapped. You know what I mean? I just fucking got so good and like fast. And that's what like people do like not so much anymore because a lot of people see like what I've accomplished in life.
Right.
I used to get, underestimated a lot. You know what I mean? And and that would happen all the time in PE and stuff like that. No one would pick me for anything, mainly because like I was just like, I just don't want to fucking play these sports. So it never bothered me that no one did. And but sometimes when it was like my best friend like that got to pick who, I was like, hey, all right, come on,
right, yeah.
I'm your friend still, you know what I mean? And they're just like, ah.
But you internalize that shit, man. Like, I remember, I felt that, well, that's the kind of stuff that, like, I thought about when I was in high school. I remember really distinctly, and this is something that is resolved. So in case anyone is like, what's happening with your high school friends? Why are you still mad at them? I'm not. But I remember this incident where a bunch of guys, it was like two of my best friends and a couple other people who were in, like, the theater kid group got tickets to go see Roger Waters perform The Wall at some arena or like outdoor amphitheater in Dallas. Excuse me for you guys hearing my burps. And I was not invited, and I was freaking out about it. And then years later, I was like, "What happened?" And I was like, it was like this whole blown up, like all of the shit that had just
you never forgot
internalized. I never forgot it. And then all that internalized, and it all came out, and they're like, We didn't even think you wanted to. We like that kind of music.
Yeah,
we had no idea. That was like, we're not trying to shut you out. I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I understand. It's
Isn't
not
it
a.
funny
It's
how
not
that
really.
happens?
Yeah, it
You're
is.
just like, oh, well, I was a fool.
You don't think about it, but that's the thing. It's like, well, with Bring It On in particular, to tie it back.
Yeah,
I watched this movie for the one and only time I'd watched it before you brought it up. Because I watched it when I was in Boy Scouts. I watched it on like a bus trip to our like our big summer camp. And watching it at the time, of course, I'm just there for the tits. And everybody, all the girls scantily clad and all this stuff, and I'm just like
watching the film.
Right.
I was like, Boy Scouts, they got tits there?
No, they got a couple guys with man tits, but that's about it. Yeah. If any experience for Boy Scout camp is me, it's basically dudes talking about how much they want to fuck my mom.
Oh, damn.
And I'm just being like, oh, great. This is super uncomfortable for everyone involved. Thank you so much. But that was what the thing that I remembered from watching Bring It On is nothing compared to what I remember watching it now.
Yeah.
Because watching it now, I actually enjoyed it.
Oh, you did?
But yeah, that's the thing. So now I really want to know, what was it like when you watched Bring It On for the first time?
So the first time I watched it was the night before my first cheer competition.
Okay.
Because I was like, what am I getting myself into? And I thought Bring It On would help me understand that. And then I was like, this is not it. You know what I mean? It was just like not what I thought it was. I was like, oh, this is just kind of like, in a sense, making fun. You know what I mean? So I was just like, oh, I was like, we actually like work our asses off and do shit. You know what I mean? It's not about some fucking spirit stick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, and that's like kind of like a corny thing. Yeah. It's not like nothing like, it's not like that. Like maybe back in the day, you know, like it was like, oh, you get the spirit stick. Like it's cool, but they made it like this superstitious type shit, and it's like you're dropping this. It's like, no, it's fucking not like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they never had any. You never went. Did you go to cheer camps at all too? And it was nothing was ever really like that.
No, it didn't feel like that at all. And,
Interesting.
They try to do the spirit stick thing just to make it like a fun thing, like, and it gets passed around to like different teams and stuff like that, and just to make it fun. It's like, oh, you get the spirit stick today, like, and blah blah blah. It just shows like, just like showing like, oh, you guys are working your asses off.
Right.
Here's the spirit stick. Like it's more so that than like whatever the fuck they were making it out to be. But it came down to it that I was like, okay, this is not what it is. And then I realized more. I was like, man, cheerleading doesn't get movies that like make you go, fuck yeah, that was tight.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Because I was like, yo, you gotta think like Friday Night Lights.
Right.
Dope. Remember the Titans.
Yep.
Powerful. Fucking Coach Carter. The basketball movie with Samuel Jackson.
Rocky.
Goes to Rocky. You know what I mean? Like, cheerleading doesn't get any films like that. And I'm like, if you understood the inside of it, you'd be like, oh shit, like this is some, because like the cheerleading world is so big if you're in it. But if you're not in it, you're just clueless.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it's a little hard for me to talk about on stage because people don't understand it. Like when I say I was a cheerleader, they like people automatically go, especially dudes, they go, oh, how many girls did you fuck?
Yeah.
That's like the first thing. They overlook the fact that like, oh, I got a full ride scholarship to college on it and I'm a world champion at it. Like they overlook all that shit. And I'm like, yo, I'm fuck them, man. You know what I mean? I'm talented as fuck at cheerleading.
Well, I think a lot of that, do you think a lot of that comes down to people perceiving cheerleading as a sport versus not perceiving it as a sport?
Yeah, I don't think,
I think the general
public doesn't see it as a sport. And I think that's based off the fact that like, you're not necessarily like, you see the Warriors and Raptors play.
Right.
They're going like you see them fight it out against each other on a court.
Right.
Whereas like cheerleading, it's like you go on, you do your routine, boom. And then the next team goes on that you're going against, they go on and do their routine.
Right.
And that gets judged and like, however many teams are in the division, stuff like that.
You never see cheerleading highlights in the top 10 on SportsCenter.
No. Not at all.
Never.
Not at all. No. And I've been on ESPN for cheerleading. They do like they show like the cheerleading worlds and stuff like that.
Right.
Break it down, but it's not like, oh, this person today in cheer, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't get that kind of, it's not showcased that way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It just doesn't. Yeah. Well, it's got. I think that a lot of that does come down to the public perception of it.
Yeah, they just don't think it's a sport. But when people see how talented I was at it, and when I show them like, yo, this is what I did, they're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Then they respect me as an athlete. But when I say it, I get so many people like that. Not so many people actually. I take that back. But I get a couple people that are like, like, are you gay? Are you? You know what I mean? Like these things that have like they don't even fucking ask. Oh, like what was your successes with it?
Right. How many trophies do you have?
Yeah,
what kind of stuff were you able to do?
And literally, people like those are pretty much like the questions I get right off the bat.
Right.
Like, how many girls on your team did you fuck? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just started asking these dudes, I go, how many dudes on your team did you fuck? You know what I mean? If we're going to ask these type of questions, like,
right.
Because if someone was like, oh, I played football, like, and they, what position? Like, I'll ask those kind of questions, curious, like, oh yeah, that's cool that, but like for me, it's never how good I was.
That's crazy.
Never, like you got like how many rings I got, never any of that.
And do you think it's stuff like Bring It On that helps perpetuate that negative stereotype?
Because they just don't look at it serious. Like, especially when you come out with like such a multiple series of like these movies and they make it like so goofy and like, but there's a real fucking dope ass one. Like when my friends would come to my cheer competitions, they were like, oh shit. This what's up,
right?
You know what I mean.
I mean, that's
and like no one would really make fun of me about doing cheerleading because most people were just terrified of me. So like they weren't gonna like talk shit to me about doing cheerleading. But you know what I mean. No one respected me in a way. Not that I was looking for it, but I'm just like, yo, like.
They're not respecting you like they respect the quarterback.
And the people that fucking do try to talk shit about it are the most non-athletic people I've ever met in my life. I'm like, you just root for a team. You know what I mean? Like, you just fucking, you put on another dude's jersey. I got my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I got my own.
What trophies do they have?
Yeah, what trophies do you fucking have? You know what I mean? Like,
what accomplishments have you done?
Yeah, and when I say that to them, they're like, oh, shit. Yeah, motherfucker. You know what I mean? You don't have anything to fucking, to show for what you fucking employee of the month? That's all you got? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing about it.
So you watched this movie for the first time before that. You didn't like it then. So did you try and watch it again after the fact and try and appreciate it more, or you just weren't able to?
It was just like I don't know, I just kept going, man, this is not what it is.
And that you can't get past that.
I can't get past that. So then I was like, okay, if they came out with a movie, I would accept it. I would accept Bring It On if they came out with a movie that was like, this is what fucking cheerleading is about.
Okay.
And they showed that what all that's behind it.
Gotcha.
There's so much more behind it than what they gave. And I would respect the movie if they had a movie like that.
That's interesting. So let me ask you some questions. So based on what I watched and thinking
what year
about
was it?
02? 2000.
2000.
2000. Yeah. So this is a movie.
Oh yeah, because I started cheer in 02. Yeah. So yeah, it was 2000.
So this is a movie that's got. There is a lot going on underneath the surface. Besides, like the cheerleading is obviously it's the backdrop for everything, right? And there's a lot of stuff that there's even a whole fucking monologue in the middle of the movie where Ian Roberts' character says something like cheerleading is like the bastardization of ballet and all that other shit, and he's really just shitting on the sport of cheerleading.
Yeah,
and even on all of the. Like the actual cheerleading stuff, like the football players don't respect the cheerleaders, even though they're losing constantly.
Dude, let me tell you something. The university I cheered at has the most titles on campus.
Really?
Yes.
For cheerleading?
Yes.
That's crazy. And but nobody's gonna give you guys that shine.
Nope.
So besides all of the cheerleading stuff, which I can understand why it is a hard thing for you to get past, given that you have such a not just a respect and involvement, but it sounds like a real desire to see cheerleading be. I mean, the Friday Night Lights of cheerleading, like that's a movie I would watch.
Yeah, and then you'll get a different fucking. Because listen, I didn't play football, I didn't do any of those sports, but man, like I tell you, like if I like I love Friday Night Lights. I didn't play football at all, but I love what they did and what was behind it.
Right.
Gave me a respect for it.
It's got you because you get inside the stories of the people.
Yes.
So let me ask. So Bring It On. Bring It On does do that, which I didn't think. Which I was too young to really perceive.
Yeah.
When I was first watching it, because that's the thing. It's like as far as a movie about. That's ostensibly about like dumb cheerleaders goes. It's got some fairly sophisticated satire to it, where there's a lot of like at the real heart of it, it's like a race. It's like a white savior kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Which what do you think about that? What do you think about the if you haven't seen it, and you really should watch this movie, guys. It's really worth a watch with modern eyes.
Watch it.
But the major subplot and sort of the overarching plot is that the San Diego team, led by Kirsten Dunst, has been stealing routines from a cheerleading squad in Compton. And that's Gabrielle Union's squad.
Yeah.
And then they find out. So this whole there's definitely a crazy there's some racial undertones, and Kirsten Dunst at one point literally comes with a check, and Gabrielle Union tears up the check in front of her.
Yeah,
literally
because she's
shitting
we
on
want you to go to nationals.
Right.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
And but so, what do you think about beyond the cheerleading gloss that is on top of the entire movie? What do you think about some of those other elements that are brought up? Because so there's the race stuff. There's some stuff that kind of gets touched on with
Eliza Dushku's character.
Eliza Dushku's character, right?
The how she's so different, and they're ew,
right, and accepting other people. There's a fair amount of surprisingly for a 2000s movie, gay acceptance undertones going on.
So it does hit those points, but it just hits it for a second.
And you would rather see it go deep.
Whereas think about Remember the Titans.
Yeah,
they layered it off that. You know what I mean? They're this is football. This is what's going to bring us together.
Okay, they
layered it off that. You know what I mean? Whereas that movie, it's just oh yeah, we have a gay person. You should accept him. Next thing. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I think it's cool that it was mentioned, but it was mentioned.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Huh.
It's like an Instagram post, it's always there. The Instagram story, it leaves.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's a movie. It's it's a surface level movie.
Surface level.
But I think it's almost from a standpoint of this movie coming out in 2000.
Yeah.
It's kind of it had to be that, and people couldn't see past that to see some of these other undertones that would be better served to be deepened.
Yeah.
I remember reading about some of the reviews of this movie, and it didn't do great. Yeah. It got kind of middling reviews.
What does Siskel and Ebert say?
Well, actually, Ebert said the best. He said some really. Eventually, he called this the Citizen Kane of cheerleading movies. But I'm trying to. Where's Ebert's review? Oh my god, I just had it on this page too. Come on, Roger Ebert, you don't do that to me. I'm gonna have to look this up because I can't. It used to be right on the. It used to be right on the page.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You found it?
Nope. Hold on. We're looking it up. Because Roger Ebert definitely... he didn't... that was I remember... I don't even have to read the review to remember this. His entire review, he gave it 2 stars out of 4 stars. And the majority of his review was basically like a moral panic kind of review about like, I can't believe this movie's rated PG-13. It should have been rated R. There's so much sex and teens behaving badly, and it could have been better if it was rated R. But instead, it's kind of hamstrung, and it's not. You shouldn't let your kids see this smut. That's basically what his review was.
I mean, PG-13 was fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think PG-13 was fine.
I think PG-13 is fine and accurate, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert, who's a great film critic, could not see past the surface level gloss of, hey, these are cheerleaders. Look at them. They get it.
Yeah.
They get in their underwear at one point.
Bro, that's why I hate the porn industry.
Because it's all
because you know how many you can fucking search cheerleader and it's just a galore of shit, and I'm like, that girl will never make my fucking team. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, don't disrespect.
She's not doing a double back tuck.
Yeah, fuck that. No. Because she got railed by 9 dudes? Fuck out of here.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't get the respect. Man, I tell you what, man, if you went to, like, a practice, you know what I mean, and you followed a team around, and then, you know, without trying to like make it funny or make it like just understand, just look at what a team goes through.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like you see, there's like some dope stories behind that shit.
Like if you're comfortable talking about it,
I don't mind.
Tell me some of the stories about the people on your cheerleading team. Tell us your story. You got an hella interesting story.
I'll tell you when I quit cheerleading.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and this is how dope it is. So, my brother passed in 2013.
Okay,
and I was on a team that year, the 2012-2013 season, and pretty much the season starts like a season. So you got all summer of building up. Season starts like October, November-ish, and goes to like April, early May. You know, end of April, early May. So you got that whole period of time, you know, compete. And I was on a team from the last year. We got third at Worlds. Okay. So we were, you know, riding off this, you know, of globing at Worlds and getting the bronze medal. And I came back to the team for another year. You know what I mean? Because I was like, okay, maybe we got third this year. You know, maybe we could fucking do it. So, and we were like, my team was the shit. It was a bunch of people. It was an adult. So like they have like college, like adult level teams for the competitive cheer side.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. See, I know.
What?
See, yeah. So they have it's like 18 to whatever age someone can still do cheer. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I had I think the oldest on my team was like I think 37, 38.
I mean, I want to know about the 37, 38-year-old cheerleader. I want to see their life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much to it. And all of us came from, like, badass teams.
Okay.
We were already, like, and we just happened to come together.
So you're like a super group.
We were like a super group. It was like that team was like a once-in-a-lifetime
You're like
team.
a traveling Wilburys.
Yeah. Seriously. We all came from, like, and we just all happened to be in the same city, the same time. And at this specific gym, and we were, I think we were like early on, like when the season started, we were already set. They were like, I think people already said like, oh, they're gonna win Worlds. You know what I mean? Like they get through it, blah blah blah. They're gonna win Worlds, and we were coming through. We ended up having an undefeated season going in to the world competition.
Okay.
So like we were just wrecking shop, knocking these competitions out like nothing. You know what I mean? It was easy. Like this is how easy it was. Like I used to drink and man, I could get shit faced the night before a competition, go in hungover and still fuck up the competition. You know what I mean? Still fucking knock shit out. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
To be honest, when you get a certain age in cheerleading, if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it. You know what I mean?
Right. If
so
you're,
like,
you know if you should be competing at 37,
exactly.
38.
Yeah. And so we're going into competition. We were favored to win. It was like this big...
and this is at Worlds?
At Worlds, yeah. So like... Going into the competition, it was like this big buzz around us. Everyone was like, "Yo, that's the fucking they're gonna win the adult division, the level 6 division," and we when I get in is when I get a call about my brother's death.
Ah.
Yeah, so I get a call about my brother's death, and I'm like, shit, like what the fuck? I'm in baggage claim. I'm in baggage claim.
Where is this?
Florida.
Okay.
Ugly state. Just kidding. I love Florida.
At least one thing from this movie is accurate. Cheerleading championships happen in Florida.
They do.
And things go poorly.
And immediately my coaches were like, okay, we'll get you the first flight out of here to go home and be with your family. And I said, no. I got to do this. You know what I mean? Because my brother was the only person in my family that's ever seen me compete. You know what I mean? So my family, they knew I was doing shit, but like he was the only person that ever seen me compete. So I was like, I got to go out and fucking do this.
Gotcha.
And so the first day, like obviously like I'm in a whirlwind of emotions. Like my brother was, one of the most significant people in my life. Like my best friends might as well have been twins and shit like that. Just a person that was always at the hip. And so, like, obviously, I got a whirlwind of emotions going through my head. And so the first day of the competition, I, like, fuck up. And I'm like, damn. But, like, my team was, like, what made it, like help me through it. They were like, like, yo, you said he was the person that seen you do this. He wants to see you kill it. You know what I mean? He wants to see you fucking go out there and fucking smash this shit. And it was like, okay, fuck yeah. I can fucking do this. And so luckily, even with my mess up on the first day, we were still in first. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, with that mess up. And the second day, we did good. Still a little bit like, probably like minor things. And then because it's fucking 3 days. And then that third day is when it was just like flawless. And like we beat out, Colombia. And Colombia got second. I think Puerto Rico got third. Like we just fucking and we beat these teams by a lot. It was like a fucking Warriors blowing out the fucking Kings or something.
Oh my God.
Like, it was just like a blowout. And like doing that like made me realize I can fucking do anything.
Right.
It gave me the confidence to be able to know that, based off this fucking sport of cheerleading. You know what I mean? Based off that situation and what I took with it and what I did with it, it was just like, yo, like
what's next?
Yeah, what's next? You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it. Like people don't understand. Like it throws you get these challenges thrown at you. You know what I mean? And when you get them thrown at you, it's like, okay, I could take, this talent I have and what I'm doing right now, and really have the opportunity to do something really successful with it. Let's fucking do it. Wow. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you one last question.
No, ask away.
So for the story that...
Why are you writing this movie right now or what?
Well, no. But I think that if you want to have this movie, if you want this story to be told...
Yeah.
If you could pick like a dream director that you think would do this kind of a story justice... Who do you pick?
Shit,
because it's tough. Like I've been trying to think about it a little bit, and I'm having a really hard time thinking about who would do it right.
Damn.
I feel like Spielberg would make it too schmaltzy. I feel like Scorsese would fuck up the gender dynamics of it.
Yeah. Because there's so much shit. You got to understand along the way.
Right.
Like that's why I tell people it's not all about like just because it's like I'm a straight male and I'm with a bunch of girls, and it's not that. You know what I mean? I'm like, the way you respect your football teammate is the same way I respect these girls.
Right.
Like I've been around women differently than most men. You know, like I've been around so many women. There's
Right.
times where I've been the only dude on a team.
And it's a level of intimacy too, because it's very physical.
Yeah, very physical.
And it's
you know,
it's a lot of touching, a lot of lifting, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of trust.
Yeah, exactly. So like when people are like, "Yo, when you hold that girl up, are you like you rubbing up on her?" I'm like, that's the last thing I'm trying to do. I was like, I have a human in above my head.
Right.
Their life is in my hands. Literally, their life is in my hands. Like, no, I'm not trying to make them aroused. You know
Right,
what I mean?
of course, yeah.
Like, I want them to fucking, I don't want to hurt myself and I don't want to hurt them. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
exactly. But like, people don't think of it like that. So like, there's just so much to understand. That's why I'm like, damn, that's hard to.
It is
Damn.
hard. I've been running through, like, Christopher Nolan wouldn't do it right. He can't write dialogue for shit, so and it would be too heady. I think, like, David Lynch would make it too weird.
Yeah,
So I would
David
like to
Lynch-
see a David Lynch
Yeah,
cheerleading movie.
That would be funny.
It'd be like the Blue Velvet of cheerleading.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious, actually.
I don't know, man.
Who did Remember the Titans?
It was some. Let me think. It's gotta be someone in the Disney stable, because I know Peter Berg did Friday Night Lights, and he could probably do it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whoever can understand that dynamic of like that gender dynamic of like males and women, and like you also got to realize like
Bose Yakin directed Remember the Titans.
Really?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, and then
You know
someone
what?
that also understands like it's like you got straight males, you got straight women, whatever, and then you got gays. So like you got to understand like these dynamics and how they're able to come together.
You know what you probably do is we probably got to get a female director.
Probably
Get like a Catherine Bigelow or something.
yeah.
Catherine Bigelow
What'd
actually
she
probably
do?
do a good one. She did Hurt Locker. Hurt
Oh,
Locker,
okay.
Point Break.
Yeah.
She can make a drama. She did Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
Get her away from the military. Get her into doing cheerleading
Yeah, get away
movies.
from the military. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because like there's this what's cool about cheer it's probably like it feels the most unified. Like no one like there's like you got straight dudes that aren't weird about being around gays.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That understand them on a different level. You know what I mean? You got dudes that understand, women on a different level, women that understand these straight dudes on a different level. Like it's just, so much that makes you come together.
Right.
Because it's like that's the thing with it. It's like, we're a team, so it's like, oh, I need you. I don't want to disrespect you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's like I need you. You know what I mean? We both want this thing over there, and we all got to go get it. But I need you just as much as you need me. So I gotta show you love. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying you had to like be friends. Like you didn't have to be friends with these people, but it's like, oh, I gotta respect you on a level to where it's like, yo, we gotta accomplish this thing together. Bring
That's
it on. Why couldn't you
fascinating,
do
man.
that?
Wait, Peyton Reed, how dare you?
How dare you?
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't want to knock Bring It On too hard, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna have that movie, because they have like, funny football movies like The
Yeah.
Replacements.
The Replacements. What's the one where they're in jail? Oh,
That's
God.
The Replacements.
No, not The Replacements. The other one that's like The Longest Yard.
Oh yeah, longest yard. Like
Yeah.
like I get down with those too, but like you gotta get, like for cheerleading, for people to respect it, competitive cheerleading and understand
Right.
that you gotta see it on a different level.
If you can do,
Because like people wouldn't even ask like, damn, what crazy shit you went through in cheer, you know what I mean? And they don't ask me that.
Right.
It's just strictly like, oh, what'd you do at cheer camp?
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking cheer.
right. Man.
Just fuck cheerleading.
Oh,
dude.
what are
That's
you
we
thinking
do.
about when you got a girl's ass in your hand? I'm thinking
what do you
about
think-
winning.
Yeah, I'm thinking about winning, and I'm thinking about like, yo, I gotta fucking hold her for like 5 seconds. You know what I mean? And it's just
Wild.
yeah, it's wild, and I've been bringing it onto the stage a little bit more.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been touching
seen you
into
do
it.
a little bit
Yeah,
on
yeah,
stage.
yeah. And just give people understand, like, yeah, fucking anyone can fucking do this.
You know what? I think that's the next goal. Once mental health, like now everybody is like, all right, we figured out mental health. Let's get people to understand cheerleading.
Yeah,
That's a good goal.
that's the next step. We'll write this fucking book.
Chappelle, man, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me.
This was a fascinating episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent a fair amount of time around cheerleaders, so I had a different level of respect for it, but having you explain.
Oh, I can't wait to share this. I can't wait to share this with all my cheer friends.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Of course.
You just gained a bunch of whole cheer fans.
Thank God. Cheer fans seem like great fans to have.
Oh, they're going to cheer you on. I see what I did there.
Where can the listeners find you?
At Shapel Lacey, ShapelLacey. That's all social media platforms.
Cool. And then, of course, you just got Up Next for Comedy Central, so that'll be out at some point.
Clusterfest, June 21st is the night of my performance, and Comedy Central posted on all their platforms as well.
Yeah.
So
once that's out, check it out.
Yeah.
You can find me at Diet J on Twitter and Instagram, jlightcomedy.com for show dates. If you like this podcast, join the Facebook group. The link is at the top of the show notes. Share the show with your friends. Tell them about it. Just tell one person about it. It'll help. Leave a rating, leave a review, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And this has been Blockbusting. Go see something good for a change.